Welcome to the first episode of Grimm with Babs, pronouns they, them.
And Celia, pronouns she, her.
Today we're going to be talking about the pilot episode, called Pilot, which is inventive, in which we are introduced to the character of Nick Burkhart, who is a Portland homicide detective. And he makes an alarming discovery that creates a large rupture in his life within this episode. And it's essentially just the setup.
TV Guide describes this episode as: Portland detective Nick Burkhart has seen some gruesome crime scenes, but nothing prepares him for the strange visions he begins seeing, seemingly regular. A people momentarily transforming into hideous monsters. A visit from his only living relative reveals the truth. Nick has inherited the ability to see supernatural creatures, and as a Grimm, he is tasked with keeping the balance between mankind and the mythological. A reformed big bad wolf becomes his greatest and also reluctant ally and confidant, and it's not long before his work as a policeman leads Nick to the criminals he once thought were only found in fairy tales.
So, do you want to go to the first scene?
Yeah, we can go to the first scene.
Okay, in the first scene, we see a young woman in a red hoodie. She's going for a run, presumably, and she pops her earphones in, and she's listening to, which we can hear, Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics.
Excellent choice.
It's a really good,
Yeah,
it's a strong start.
Really good choice. She's heading for Talon Creek, which already sounds ominous.
It does.
And the moss. I'm probably going to mention this way too many times, but the moss because they are actually in Portland filming this, it just makes me want to lie down and be absorbed into it. Carry on.
And the ferns in the trees. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. So yeah, she is running and she stops to look at what I thought was a small dinosaur.
It's actually a creepy little doll figurine.
I need to get my eyes tested. And she is attacked very quickly by a lightning quick creature.
There's a good little jump scare as well. Even rewatching that last night, I did a little jump in my seat.
And we hear screaming, so we can presume that she is murdered.
And a roar, which leads us to assume that it's anything other than human. It's like a otherworldly roar. She drops her iPod Nano 4th generation pink 8 gig music device that can be found on eBay for £10.80 if you're interested.
That is an incredible observation. I didn't even pay any attention to the iPad.
Cut to a nice looking guy with Lego hair coming out of a store with a jewellery box.
Yes, because Detective Nick Burkhart has just purchased an engagement ring for his girlfriend, Juliet.
Yes. Cool.
As he leaves the store, he sees a fit blonde woman carrying a coffee, which is interesting because the actress is called Claire Coffey.
She is.
And she glances at him with a semi-coy look. But when he does, her face momentarily morphs into one of a rotting corpse.
Which always makes me laugh because can you just imagine the actors like...
Ooh, she's nice. Yeah.
He's having bants with another man, a handsome man who calls him detective, telling us that Nick Burkhart is in fact a detective. There's exposition everywhere in this first episode. And we see what an excellent detective Nick is because as he looks at said coffee holding woman, he analyses her whole life.
He does. And this is to reassure Hank that he is not being a perv.
Yes.
He's just looking at her with
absolutely
the
not.
eye of a detective.
Never mind the fact that she's a clear 10. But he's obviously not that good because he didn't see that coming, did he?
No, he didn't see that coming.
Cut to
the crime scene. Nick and his partner Hank, who you've just met in the previous scene, investigate the jogger's murder, where they find a boot print and they find the victim's iPod still playing Sweet Dreams.
So how long has that iPod been there? Is she, like me, the sort of person that would have one song on loop for a running...
Me too, absolutely. On the way...
Would you run to one song?
I would, if I was trying to learn it, which I have been doing. This morning when I was walking the dogs, I was literally singing...
What song was it?
It was Rest in Peace. Spike's Ode to Buffy. And I was singing that.
When my Spotify Wrapped came back, not last year, but the year before, when I was going through a big running phase, I say big, it was probably about 8 weeks long. But I clearly did a lot in that 8 weeks because my top track of the year was My Plague by Slipknot, which is the song that I run to.
Nice.
But I guess like I'm running from zombies because that was from Resident Evil.
But like Sweet Dreams came out like years.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, it's an interesting choice. It's a strong choice, but it's an interesting choice to have it on repeat. Unless she was setting the tempo for her run.
Is it? I feel like it'd be too slow for me to run to. I think it would annoy me.
Unless she was running on the
Yeah, maybe. They also call out her pink Nikes, so we've already got iPhone.
They make an assumption
that it's a woman's shoe because it's pink. But also, Nikes get mentioned twice in this episode, as does iPhone and iPod.
Yeah.
So we're already in it with the product placement, but I suppose 'tis the season when that all kind of started, really, isn't it?
It is. And also, just on that calling out note, I'd like to say that Hank sings along to Sweet Dreams very badly, and Nick says, "I didn't know you couldn't sing. What a horrible burn."
Did he say couldn't sing?
Yes.
I thought he said could sing.
No.
Oh, rude.
Yeah.
Rude, Nick. I thought you were a good partner.
So clearly they have this sassy banter between them.
Oh. Well, I'm shook, actually. That's so rude. He seemed like such a nice boy. Now I've written down in my notes, not the first death. I'm guessing that was from when they were chatting to that other policeman in the camouflage gear. And that there was another murder similar in another area.
This is where I fall short with series because I have such a one-track mind. If I'm not interested in something, I'll just ignore it. So I do remember hearing that detail, but just kind of going, I don't care.
Okay. It's probably not even important.
It probably is vitally important.
So they head to the precinct. Nick sees another face change of a guy with like massive ear gauges. He's clearly a bad guy.
Because he's alternative.
Yeah.
And we all suck.
And he does another face and turns into something that looks like a snake this time, or some other kind of reptilian looking creature.
Indeed.
And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And I think he
high?
looks around to see if anyone else can see what he sees.
Clearly not.
He's alone.
Clearly not. Poor old Nick.
And at this point, Nick tells Hank that he suspects a violent animal is responsible for this attack on the runner. And Hank is quite dismissive, obviously, because why would you assume it was an animal?
And let's be fair, I feel like animals don't really do that.
Actually, rip people limb to limb. Yeah.
I don't feel like they do. We have a little brief bumping into of a very sassy other cop who works in the precinct.
We do.
He says, I didn't know I was supposed to wear my airbag today, which was a hilarious joke.
They're so sassy to each
but
other.
I feel like I instantly love this guy. I wonder if we'll see him again.
Mm-hmm. And did they refer to him by his surname?
No.
Not at this point?
No.
No.
I don't think he's got a name yet.
Okay.
We might never see him again. You never know. And then we see one of the best things of the whole series is that trailer.
Oh my god. So the next scene, I'm not going to name her. We see a bald lady.
Yeah, excellent bald cap.
Excellent.
So often when you see bald caps in shows, you can like see like misshapen back of head where they've like smushed all the hair up. But this one's really good.
A large head.
I'm guessing it's kind of because she's got a scarf on, hasn't she? I'm guessing it's kind of tucked down behind. But yes, excellent polished bald head. I love it.
And she is towing a mysterious but extremely beautiful Airstream trailer.
With an extremely beautiful wood panelled truck, which I'm jealous of for pretty much the entire series. She looks pretty stressed.
But also, she looks determined.
Yeah.
She has a very severe look on her face.
Yeah. Amid her frailty, because she's walking with a stick, isn't she? And
yeah, she gets out.
Yeah,
of
she
the
gets
truck.
out to come to the door, I think.
Yeah. Do we know that it's Nick's house?
No, not yet, I don't think.
Oops.
We can spoil this episode, it's fine.
It's Nick's house. She pulls up to Nick's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and she has a cane and she's very unstable. So we think, oh, she's very frail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to fast forward, if I may, to Nick returns home from work and everything is dark around his house. So it's very quickly we find out it's his house. And he approaches with a degree of consternation, saying, Juliet, calling Juliet in the dark in the house.
That's right. And there's also like the sound of some like disgruntled dogs outside, and the music, the score here is delicious. I love, well, the score actually throughout, I think the whole episode is really lovely. But yeah, the music's all creepy, and then the bald lady is very sinisterly chopping apples at the table.
She is. And then we see, thank goodness, we see Juliet with a glass of wine.
So it's all fine, there's wine.
And then he says, Aunt Marie, and the mood of the scene changes, and we're like, oh, ha ha ha, they're related, it's all fine, oh, what a spoof. She leans in to give him a hug and goes, we need to talk, in his ear.
They do. They definitely do. So they go outside then, don't they? And they're having a little chat as they walk along. And they get jumped by another monster.
But just before that, she also very sadly reveals to him, because he says, how long have you got? She says 2 months. We realise it is revealed that the cause of her bald head is because she has cancer. She's not got long left to live. And then poor Nick thinks that's the biggest news he's going to get that evening, but it really isn't. He's literally about to have the biggest head fuck of his life, because now, to your point,
because now there's a fucking great big monster with a scythe, a really cool scythe, who comes and like has a bit of a fight with them, and we see that this lady isn't quite as frail as we first thought, and doesn't she pull like a blade out of her cane?
She does.
And she gets hurt, but then Nick like puts the whole barrel in this guy and he goes down.
But every time he shoots, he's like, bam! He's like, that should do it. Bam! That should do it. Bam! That should do it. It's like all his bullets.
To be fair, though, I would probably do the same. I don't think if something like that was trying to kill me, if I had all of those bullets, they would all be going into that monster.
Yeah.
But then I think I would be there with the clip at the end, just insane.
Oh, still going.
Yeah,
click, 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 click.
Just for extra drama. And then we get Grimm on the screen. So that's the first time we actually hear the word Grimm, isn't it? Or see the word Grimm.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, we just get the word Grimm come up on the screen in the series, like writing, whatever font they chose.
I think my DVD copy is slightly different to yours, because that doesn't happen on mine. Oh. But that is obviously a very poignant moment. If I may, yes. I would like to reveal the absolute headfuck that in the space of this tussle with this giant strange creature with a scythe is revealed to Nick in about 4 minutes. So basically they're attacked with a scythe. She gets knocked down. That's scary too. Then she says, your parents didn't die in an accident, but they were killed. And then he goes, oh? And then she goes, here, take this, and gives him a really cool, mysterious looking pendant on a necklace and says, don't ever lose this, before passing out. Yeah. It's quite a lot to take in. It's a lot,
isn't it?
Plus, obviously, he just shot something.
How old do you reckon Nick is supposed to be? Because I don't feel like, and this isn't a spoiler, I don't feel like they really ever do birthdays. So do we even know how old Nick is?
Can we guess?
I reckon he's like mid to late 20s.
Yeah, and maybe I'm going to go like 28. Because,
that sounds about right. And when I was 28, I couldn't have handled that. I suppose he's seen some things. He is a detective after all. But that's a lot.
It is a lot. It then cuts to a scene where cops have arrived. They're all swarming around.
There's a lot of lights, isn't there? There's a lot of police.
It's very
Hank's
pretty.
there. Yay, we love Hank.
And Auntie Marie has been rushed to hospital.
And Nick is sat there waiting, drawing the monster he saw.
This is clearly the act of a traumatised man.
Yeah.
He can't stop drawing.
Yeah. It's the first thing I do when something bad happens to me.
I just like to get an artist's impression. Although he is a cop. Maybe you want to be a drawer for an illustrator for the cops.
What do they call it? There's a name for that. Oh, they always call it just like the sketch artist, don't they?
Yes.
Maybe that's how we got into it.
Maybe
he did that on his internship.
Maybe he's like, I always want to be an artist. I should have been an artist. Now I have to be a cop and
Fuck's
shoot
sake.
things. This is great. So Nick goes to Marie to talk to her in the hospital room. She is beaten up pretty badly.
Yeah.
She is remarkably lucid. And she says to Nick, what you're seeing is real, and that the creatures he's seeing are real, and that the stories that the brothers Grimm wrote are actually real. They're not fairy tales. More stuff for his brain to cope with. And she repeats, do not lose what I have given you. The necklace.
That was almost a little bit cryptic, wasn't it? But I guess she couldn't call it the thing because we didn't know what it was yet.
No spoilers from Auntie Marie Kessler.
Yeah, she's on the no spoiler thing. But also she reveals in that moment that as a Grimm, you can see the creatures when they lose control, they show you who they really are. I feel like that's that's transferable.
Just to go back to one of the first scenes then with Claire Coffey holding a coffee.
Maybe it was a really strong coffee, and she was like, "Fuck, I did not order a quadruple espresso."
Or maybe she was like, "Oh, he's so hot," and she lost control of herself when she looked at him.
I mean, yeah.
It's the Lego hair.
It's the Lego hair.
So he then goes into the corridor to sneaky look at the gift that she gave him, because he's like, oh yeah, she gave me this thing and said don't lose it.
And this cool pendant is even cooler.
It's so brilliant. And now I am older, I will be buying
I was just going to say that. If there was a bit of Grimm merch that I wanted, it's that.
So he folds it out, and because it's a fold-outable thing, a bit like a pair of those fold-outable pliers.
Well, I was going with like miniature garden shears in my head in that
moment. That's so cute. That's so nice. And it's got a little key on the end, and it's so gorgeous.
So pretty. Wonder what that's all about. He's one of the last Grimms, and then he goes. She says something about the trailer.
Does she say that he is one of?
He's one of the last Grimms. It's all in the trailer. Maybe I can't remember. My notes are really shit here. I've written the trailer. Be careful, and then he has to leave. I think that's what she says to him. And then it's that really beautiful. Yes, it is. I've just checked my notes. There's that really beautiful empty corridor shot, which I think kind of speaks to how alone he's feeling in that moment, and that's when he opens and finds out that it's indeed a pair of miniature gardening shears for emergency pruning situations.
Or pliers.
Or pliers. And then we're back at the precinct. He's sat in the dark again on his own. There's definitely like that feeling of him feeling a little isolated. And I guess because he's seeing this stuff, he's probably questioning his mental health. He doesn't want to tell the people around him. And he's looking at the side that it's got some writing on it, and the writing translates into Reaper of the Grimms. Which
is not macabre at all.
No.
Or threatening to him directly.
It's like, great, I'm a Grimm. Oh no, there's Reapers of us? Thanks, Marie.
Hank comes along.
Yay, we love Hank.
And he reveals that the person who Nick shot is called Hulda.
Is it Hulda? Halda?
Hulda.
Okay. And it's wanted for all sorts of shenanigans.
He's a nasty man.
He's a bit of a miscreant.
And then at this point we meet also the Chief of Police, Renard.
Played by Sasha Ruiz. Ruiz. He seems nice.
I actually have to say, even though I am an enormous gay, I do think he's very attractive. And reassuring.
There's something very interesting about his face. I think also he's really tall. And he says nice things in this scene. I'm like, oh, this is a captain we can trust. Yes,
absolutely. And he is really, really careful to mention to Nick that he should see the police psychologist.
Yes.
Because as we learn, this is Nick's first kill. And boy, did he kill it. The whole magazine.
Did. I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound. Mm-hmm. Interesting that's his first kill. And that kind of speaks to, I guess, how sleepy Portland must have been up until now. And boy, is this shit hitting the fan.
Oh no, I was just going to say... And interestingly, you would, at this point, I imagine, if you were in Nick's place, you would be thinking, I've lost my mind, because he's traumatized from killing I mean, it is a very...
Yeah.
It's taking a life as a serious thing.
Yeah. Taking the life of a monster that then morphs back into a human. Even more disgruntling. Then we cut to what to me is quite obviously a dream sequence.
Yes, and to me.
Of Juliet running in a forest in a beautiful red slip.
Indeed. I wasn't sure what to call that, so I called it a night dress.
It's night. It's a dress. And she's running. And then we see a little holder action and Nick wakes up.
Yes, the holder runs towards her, goes, "Bleh!"
Yeah.
And then Nick goes, "Oh!" and sits up with a start. And Juliet is slumbering peacefully by his side.
So obviously he goes to the trailer. Why didn't he go to the trailer sooner is like beyond me. I'm sorry, but there's no sleeping. You've just... what the fuck? You've just killed a monster. You've seen 3 of them now.
Yeah.
And your aunt has told you some mad shit.
Did she tells him to go to the trailer?
Yeah, she says something about the trailer.
Go to the trailer.
So he goes to bed. Yeah, that's my first thing.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. So he goes to the trailer. And the score here is even better. The music in this bit is just amazing.
I'm really glad you paid attention to that, because I was just like, literally stuck my eyeballs to the screen so I could be closer to the contents of the trailer. I paid no heed to the music.
It's such a visual treat, though. We have, like, I feel like there's so many iconic shots in this first inside trailer sequence, isn't there? We get, like, the opening of the weapons cabinet.
Wow.
Which is just so cool.
Yeah.
And we catch our first glimpse of a Grimm book.
Some of those weapons also, I just think, how does that work? How do these weapons work? They're so complicated.
Also, like, why the fuck would you take some of those weapons into battle? They look so cumbersome. And I know it was when it was. Like, they're obviously ancient through time, but...
Has she confiscated those weapons?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they're trophies. And she's a serial killer of monsters.
One of my favourite sections in the trailer is the bottles of herbs, like little tinctures, all those things. Oh, they're so good. I literally want to live there in that trailer.
And you could. When he's looking in the Grimm book, then he sees a picture of...
The Grimm book is like, there's this huge parchment tome. It's an ancient, giant book.
Yeah. Oh, it's not just a notebook, is it?
It's huge. Big pages, like reading a broadsheet newspaper.
Yeah. And there's a picture in that of, really conveniently, of what we learn to be a Hexen beast, which is what he saw Claire Coffey's character turn into earlier. And I guess he's like, what the fuck? Again.
Indeed. And we are obviously like, oh, it's her!
Yeah. And then Juliet comes in.
And she startles him.
And then they go away.
And then a cat screeches outside.
Oh, I missed the cat.
A cat goes, "Meow!" And he goes,
oh, that's right, yeah, he's feeling pretty sketchy.
And then when they go inside, something goes,
does it?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. There's a little bit of exposition here. We find out that Marie was Nick's mother from the age of 12. So that's when that's how old he was when his parents died, and Marie has looked after him.
And Julia
for
actually,
a really long time.
Yeah, she's been a very good aunt and parent.
Yeah.
And also Julia asks if Nick was raised in the trailer, which is a stupid question.
Yeah, it's probably not room, is there?
No.
And he'd know.
He would know.
There's
He'd
not.
be like, oh.
I know those doors close on the weapons cabinet, but he'd know. Kids are curious. We're back to the precinct. The DNA is inconclusive. I love how quickly we get back DNA results in TV shows.
Yeah, really good.
Really fucking quick.
Really quick. But
definitely like that in real life.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for the results of my blood test.
How long ago was that?
Like 2 weeks. Anyway, also we get a little bit of extra info. Hank shows Nick a photo of a boot. Is it in a catalogue? In my brain, I'm like, it's from a catalogue. And it's a work boot. And he says, this is the boot we're looking for.
This is the boot of a killer pellet.
It's based on the plaster cast of the footprint found at the crime scene earlier.
Which is hilarious.
We're looking for this boot.
This exact boot. And then this exact boot we match cut to a guy wearing the boot. Obviously the only guy Portland owns.
He's walking away from the camera on a residential path.
Following a child with a red sweater on.
Indeed.
Oh, and we hate this. I hate to see this. I hate that this is where it went on the first fucking episode.
It's really dark. And then that's a very quick scene. And it cuts. Oh yeah, and he turns slightly.
And we instantly know that we hate him and he's a creep.
So then it cuts back to the hospital. Nick finds Marie in a coma. Apparently there was a spike in her ECG, but they don't know a definitive cause, why she fell into the coma.
So what is that? Speculate. I don't think we ever find out what that was.
No.
Is that her grimness leaving her body and passing on to Nick?
Ooh.
But anyway, or maybe it's just an excuse for her to be in a coma.
Yeah.
I think there's a supernatural reason for that though.
Do some good thinking.
Yeah.
The nurse describes Marie's scars on her body. And Nick has no idea about them. And she says they look like knife wounds. And then she asks what line of work Marie was in. And he says...
It's a librarian.
She's a librarian.
Who is this doctor? Do you recognise her from something?
No, I don't.
I didn't want to Google it because I'm trying to remember. I remember her being in something else and being a really sweet, gentle character in that. I'll look it up.
Has she been typecast?
As a sweet, gentle lady.
A caring person.
It's going to bug me though. And we're back at the precinct again.
I also want to say I think that's a funny moment where he says the librarian. Because I do feel like, although obviously the last scene was really, really dark, this scene is kind of funny in that moment. But he's like, she was a librarian.
Oh, you mean that's what he thought she was all along? I didn't even think that. Yeah. I thought he was just like covering up the fact that she was a monster fighter.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I've missed that.
But also I think it's sort of like, this is a darkly funny series, which is something that we both really enjoy about it. But also it is a very delicate balance to have that next to such sinister vibes, which obviously are in the series. Yeah.
But you need that, don't you? You need that balance, otherwise it wouldn't be that escape.
Absolutely.
That we love. So the child is missing. Sassy cop, who we love. We don't know his name yet.
And we met earlier.
He's there. And then the captain's there, doing a really good job of telling everyone to look for her.
Yes.
Basically. That's what they seem to do. They're very much just pencil pushers, aren't they? Like the guys at the top.
They're basically directors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nick mentions that the uni student murdered earlier was also wearing a red top.
He's such a good detective.
He's so good.
What a link to make.
Can I just say at this point the thing I've been dying to say? As he's walking along and he's talking to Hank, he's holding his phone away. You will see this. You will also see this. And you listening, you will see this. He's holding his phone. It looks like he has a wooden arm. He doesn't at all.
Did you look it up?
No, I didn't, but I should have.
Maybe he got hurt in the stunts of that earlier fight and he's wearing some kind of support.
Yeah, maybe.
He hurt his wrist or something.
That's all I had to say about that. That's a completely pointless comment, but I had to say it because it was so strange to me.
But they're discussing the route that the child took home, the strict route that Mother told the child to take. But Hank is obviously such a cool guy and a man of the world, and he knows that kids don't listen. So they check out a shortcut through the forest.
Indeed.
The forest full of massive trees and thick brush and
moss.
So much moss. Because as a tiny child, that would seem like a totally normal thing to do.
I'd just like to say gender-specific items are found.
Pink backpack, anybody?
Yeah. Pink backpack with the girl's initials written on the front in pen are found.
Is this also a callback to the pink iPod?
The pink iPod.
We've got the red.
Pink trainers.
Did the little girl have pink trainers on as well?
No, she had a pink backpack.
Yeah. And
then the runner that does have a name. It's very rude of me to not remember her name.
I can't remember her name either.
I think her surname was Osa when they looked at it on the screen.
Well done.
Thank you very much. She had pink shoes, pink iPad, and now there's a pink bag. Yeah. There's a lot of pink.
It's a lot of pink. It was women though.
I know, but also in this time of like 2011, people weren't into pink and red at the same time. It was not fashionable. It was not a thing. You don't wear pink and red at the same time. That came later.
Did it?
I believe so, because then there was a whole load of like pillowcases that were like pink and then red on one side, and people were like, pink and red, we can finally embrace it. I'm just saying.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Boot print.
Sorry.
There's another boot print.
It's the same boot.
It's the same. Is it? Did they do a cast? And did they analyse it in the boot print catalogue?
Nick finds the same kind of boot prints as were found at the first murder scene.
I mean, how many boots are there in Portland? And then Nick sees a guy getting his mail from across the street, and this guy does a monster face.
Yeah, because they're at the edge of the wood now, aren't they?
This effect, though.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yes. At this time, special effects, although good, were not where they are now.
Great. They weren't great, and this effect does crack me up. But also, I have a nostalgic love for it. And also, this monster drives a little yellow beetle, which is really cute.
And it has like a really nice jumper with like a cute collar.
Yeah, what do you call that neck? I was trying to think of what neck that was. But then he morphs back into a guy.
Oh yeah, because okay, so he's getting his mail. So and then some kids go past on bicycles or something like that, and he looks at them kind of like, and then he does the little switch.
Yeah.
Which, can I say the word for it?
No.
No, okay, I won't say the word.
No spoilers.
He does it. I'm sorry. Then he does a little switch and goes into like a little wolfy face.
Is that what it even is? It doesn't look very wolfy. I know.
It just looks like kind of like,
yeah.
You know when some people have like neck beards? It's a bit like that, but on his face.
Literally, it is. And then Nick, clearly in need of a visit to the police psychologist, just fucking tackles him through the door of his own home. Which is very rude and very intense. Where is she? But then it's like one of those shots right up at the camera. Where is she? Which makes me think of Peep Show. And then we have another sirens and lights shot, don't we?
Flash forward. Cops everywhere. And the guy with the nice jumper and the neckbeard hair on his face is sat in a cop car.
Like, this wouldn't happen.
Scowling.
Wild. She's obviously not there.
And Hank says, this guy's clean. What do you see in this guy that we don't?
What indeed? But then we zoom over to the guy in the back of the car looking through the barred windows.
Yeah.
Looking guilty as hell.
I think he looks very angry.
Yeah.
He was very angry indeed.
But I think we're supposed to believe, obviously, that is the perp.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's later that evening then, isn't it? And Juliet's gazing out of the window.
She is. She's gazing out of the window because Nick is back in the Airstream. All the lights are on. He's ignoring her completely. He's just in the Airstream now. Yeah. He's making up for lost time.
He's like, I wasn't brought up in the Airstream, but I'm moving into the Airstream now, Juliet.
It's my man cave.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh my God.
He's got his man cave. And then he sees a picture of what he just saw that guy turn into. Did you see on the page?
He's like feverishly turning the pages, and then
as you would have been doing that first night, but never mind.
Yes. Interestingly, he finds a picture of Neckbeard Man. Yeah. And there aren't many colour additions in the book, like aspects, but they have got this illustration has got red eyes.
It's got the red eyes. I didn't notice that. So obviously Nick decides to go and stalk Neckbeard.
Absolutely.
Ignoring Juliet's call, and now immediately I'm just like, poor fucking Juliet, don't marry him.
He actually watches the man pee. He watches him pee. I mean,
he does weirdly come and pee all over his fence.
He does pee on his fence.
To be fair, he wasn't just looking through his bathroom window. But then he checks him, doesn't he? And
he just doesn't look away though when he's peeing. He's staring.
You don't do that. And then we get one of my favourite scenes, I think, of the whole entire show is Nick's going to like be a little bit nosier, a little bit closer to the house, and the guy leaps out the window, smashing his glass in monster form, and then offers to make him a cup of tea.
Yeah, he's like, you shouldn't have come back. And then Nick's like, oh, I'll fucking have you. And then he's fancy a brew.
And this is Silas Weir Mitchell, who I know only from Prison Break. I remember him being wonderful in Prison Break. I remember him being overshadowed by my thirst for the lead in Prison Break. What was his name? Can't remember his name. The guy with all the tattoos in it. But now, upon meeting Silas Boy Mitchell in Grimm, I'm like, good afternoon, sir. Look at your beautiful hair. And he's got this beautifully... Considering he's just been a wolf, or whatever he's supposed to be.
And jumped out of a window.
Yeah, he's got beautifully coiffed hair, and I'm all about it. He's got a nice face. And he's really excited. He's
very congenial,
yes,
isn't he?
That's a lovely word for him.
Nick is quite surprised at his demeanour, but I think he's slightly shocked. So he goes along with going inside to get a brew, and he's sort of, I think he's sort of like, this guy is not threatening at all. And we don't know his name yet. Silas, the actor. Neckbeard points out that even though Nick is a Grimm, so he's aware he's a Grimm, he seems more scared than he is. And then he says, you knew at this or something?
Yeah, you knew it.
Did someone die?
And then he reveals that his aunt's in a coma, what's her name, and he's heard of the Kesslers, or Marie Kessler. So clearly this guy is very informed as far as the Grimms goes. We find out he's a blute butt, which I don't know, was just a made up name?
No, it's not. It's actually real German words.
Meaning?
Blute is blood and butt is bath. Blood bath. So that's a nice name.
Nice. He knows about the books and the family, and we find out that he's not very bad anymore.
No.
Because of Pilates.
Yes.
Which I love. He's reformed.
He's reformed.
Hilarious Pilates joke.
Yes. And also, just to top it off, as well as the Pilates, he makes clocks.
And goes to church.
He does.
And Nick is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
And Monroe, as we find out his name, is quite amused by this. And then Nick talks about the girl who's still missing and assumes that he knows where she is.
Yes, because he's the only blute bot.
Yeah.
Or is he?
And he's like, dude, I do Pilates. Weren't you listening? So we find out that blute bots don't socialise because when they pack up, it's bad. And Nick threatens him to help or to tell him who has the girl.
Rather insultingly, I believe he asks him to help sniff him out.
Which he does.
He does. Flash forward to Monroe leaning out of his car, sniffing the air.
Which we love. Before that, we get Boots Guy turning up at an eerie moss cabin, which is possibly like the most standard creepy serial killer internal decoration.
It may as well be made out of gingerbread.
Yeah, literally. And a trapdoor. She's in a sack. Horrible. Yeah. And she's crying. And this little actress is so fucking cute and so good. The eye contact that she's making, like, you can see her survival mode fully switched on in her tiny little body. And it's so good. But it's also so hard to watch. Yes, then we've got Monroe sniffing out of the window like a dog. He looks like he's having a good time. Dead end. We get the dead end sign.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be ominous.
I stopped then. I was like, what does dead end mean?
We're done, that's it. Okay. Come back next week for the next instalment. This bit fucking killed me. Monroe gets out wolfsbane and it's like, we've got to like rub wolfsbane all over ourselves. Yeah. And starts rubbing it all over Nick. Like, wolfsbane is fucking poisonous.
Absolutely.
Don't just start rubbing that all over a human.
Yeah.
And surely don't rub it all over a wolf.
It's also slightly irresponsible to put that out there, because then people might be like, I want to collect wolfsbane. So if they are into...
I mean, you can just buy it on the internet.
Yeah. What I wanted to say before, which I didn't, is that she says, I want to go home when she's in the cellar. She said, I want to go home. That was creepy. And he says, you are home. And then he gets her jacket, her red jacket, and he hangs it up in a wardrobe which has 3 other red cloaks in. So you know that this is not the first child that he has abducted.
Disgusting.
And creepily, he offers her a chicken pot pie.
Because that's like, he's trying to be all homely sounding, I guess. We walk through the river to hide, I'm guessing to hide scent. Or to just get wet, uncomfortable feet. And there's a full moon. We get that little shot.
Oh.
And then Monroe has his little monster moment, which is hot.
Do you think it's hot?
Yeah.
You mean where he's like...
Yeah, because then he has like really dark eyes at one point, and it's hot.
Okay. All right then.
I like that kind of thing,
I love that for you.
And we find out that silver bullets are stupid.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So Monroe's having a bit of a struggle here, so he legs it as he can't control himself.
Yeah, he says, I don't know what I'm going to do if I go any further. I might kill the girl. I've got to go. I'm out of here. He's gone.
He knows his limits, though. He knows his limits. I think that's honourable. So Nick calls Hank. He's found her.
Yeah, he literally just says, I found her, and then seemingly hangs up.
Yeah. Cabin guy knows something's going down.
The postman is wearing a terrible jumper.
Yeah.
It's like something out of a catalogue from the 60s.
Yeah.
It's like a yellow, it's like a creamy yellow.
Yeah, it's gross.
He's disgusting.
He's just horrible. We hate him. Hank turns up and Nick rubs wolfsbane on him as well. Like a fucking weirdo. And Hank's just like, this is normal. He really trusts Nick, doesn't he? I feel like he's taking so much on faith. And what a lovely, great partner.
Yeah, he asks all the questions like, did you run his plates? What's his name? He's like, oh, I don't know.
Nick's
no,
like,
I didn't.
None of this police stuff. We're just going in.
And then he's like, okay, I trust you. Which is, that's a real partner there, isn't it?
We love Hank. They go to the door. Boots guy has moccasins on. But they go in anyway. To this creepy ass cabin with his fucking needlepoint and the pot pie again.
Yes, he reveals that he did the needlepoint himself as Hank compliments the cushions. Hank is shooting some kind of like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Literally, because what are we doing here at this point? Red eyes. We see moccasin guy, boots guy has red eyes. It's him. This is
a key moment. When he goes into the kitchen to tend to his pot pie, he's facing it. Yes, thank you. That's a good impression. And his eyes go red when he's got his back to them. And he says, he goes, the crust is so delicate.
Is that what he says?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, we love a delicate crust, I suppose. He's a postman, we find out. His eye contact.
Oh, I thought that I assumed he was a postman earlier because when he was around a girl, he was putting mail in post boxes from a big bag.
He was. But he reveals that he says in words he's a postman.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yeah, and his eye contact is so guilty, and he's way too fucking tidy.
Oh, and he creepily tries to align himself with them. He says, I work for the government too. i.e., I'm right. Just like you.
Yeah, I'm one of you guys. I'm one of the guys. And he's humming. I don't know about you, but and that's the hard pass. So we leave. And then Hank, being an excellent detective, realises what he was humming.
Yes. Like, Nick runs out. So they've left after looking around. And Nick runs out. He's like really, really apologetic. He's like, I'm sorry. I just had a hunch. Oh my God. And then Hank is like, wait! He was humming this song on a dead girl's iPod, not iPad.
An excellent detective. Which I wonder, I feel like that's like a little link because Hank was the one who sang it earlier and he's the one who noticed the humming.
And
I like that.
It clearly shows that he's not let go of the hurt caused by Nick's comment about his singing.
Exactly that. So Nick has actually done him a favour with his negging.
So they bust back inside and the house is now mysteriously dark and seemingly no one is in there until...
But they do the torch and the gun thing.
Yes, torch
which
and gun.
I love.
Me too.
I always wanted to carry a gun and a torch, however they do it.
Yeah.
And then he's a Blute Bart now and Hank puts him down. That's all I've written in my notes.
Well, okay.
Yours might be more dramatic than mine.
It's a little bit. And only a little bit though. So he just lunges out of the dark and knocks Hank to the floor.
I feel like that wasn't such a jump scare because we were expecting it.
Yeah, because he's literally gone they're going to come back, turned all the lights off. And he's going, I'm going to hide here behind my needlepoint cushions on the sofa. And obviously things are turned over. There's a tussle, stuff's knocked over, a little table. And then Hank really is very assertive, isn't he? Because then the guy runs out in a kind of comedy, kind of I'm a big bad wolf.
Yeah, literally.
Creepy, paws up, hands up, and he's going and then Hank
shoots him.
Absolutely
puts him down.
Yeah, it's not just one shot though, is it?
How many was it?
It's
I
like
didn't count.
3.
Yeah, and again, why didn't he empty the clip and keep going?
He
was a bit more confident with his aim, I think. And as he's dying, this might be the first time we actually hear the word Grimm.
Yeah.
Because he goes, oh, Grimm.
Yeah, Nick rolls him over.
Yeah.
And he goes, where's the girl? Where's the girl? And the guy very unhelpfully just announces to him that he is a Grimm.
Yeah. Thanks, though. Thanks for that. And then they find Robin, because Nick is so smart and sees that water is dripping through the floorboards, because we all know that unless there's a room under the floorboards, that water's just going to stay on top.
Stay on top,
But anyway,
yeah.
Because work. We find the little girl, and the way that he holds her is just so sweet. And she's so good. Often kid actors, like especially like day player actors, are so shit and unconvincing. As like it's hard to get kids to act, I would imagine. Not that I know anything about it, but she's so good and she's so convincing. And then Hank goes, I don't know how you did it.
I was going to comment on this too. I've literally written, I don't know how you did it, but you did, says Hank to Nick. Lol. Because it's literally like one of those like, you know, like old school like TV series, and they're like, I don't know how you did it, but you did. It's like Lassie finding someone down a well, and they're like, goodness me, how did you do it?
It's a good time. We're back in the hospital, and Nick is talking to Marie. This is so sweet, this bit. So I've written all of this down, what he says. I wanted to just read it out.
Yes, please.
There's so much I don't understand. There's so many things I need to ask you. I love Juliet and don't want anything to happen to her. I want you to know that whatever it is I'm supposed to do, I'll do it.
Oh my goodness.
So fucking cute. I love it.
So I missed that because I'm ignorant, I guess. But also like because I was like, I know that tune because it's a cover of Sweet Dreams.
I love how they've done
Marilyn
this.
Manson. And I was like, yes. And it's so atmospheric.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I love that like her leaving for a run at the start of the series was all like positive. I'm just gonna go and like get my steps in. And then at the end it's like, no, this is like everything's fucked now, and we've got this really dark cover of Sweet Dreams, and this is all going on as we see the blonde lady monster from earlier, who we now know as a Hexenbeast.
Do we? I don't think we see that as her.
No, he's just talking to Marie, isn't he? And there's like her hands doing some stuff.
Dude, she's got in her hands a bottle of literally neon green liquid and a giant needle. And she's going with like Nick in the background having this soulful music.
But she's got her white coat on, so it's fine. We can trust her. And then he looks up and he sees that it's the Hexenbeast. You!
Yes!
And then they fight. She injects him and runs away. He falls to the floor and she does a really funny version of the face, because then at the it morphs in and out, and at the end she's like, her normal human face is just going... and I fucking died. It's so good.
Just for clarity, Celia just then did an impression of if you open your mouth agape and sort of
just
twist your jaw.
Just go to YouTube and you'll see it. And then she gets into a car.
This is the twist.
This is disappointing. With the captain.
Police Captain Renard is inside.
I mean, they make a hot couple, but rude. We thought he was a nice, good police captain, helpful guy. But it does sound like he
says
knows more than we.
Yeah, and why the hell is he there? What is he? Why is he even?
I haven't written down what he says, but doesn't he say something like?
He says, "Is she dead?" And she says, "No." She says, "Like."
Have to try again.
Yeah. And then he says, oh, we'll just have to try again. And she, at this point, I think, rolls her eyes or looks a bit like, oh, for God's sakes.
Do your own dirty work. We kind of get from this that he knows.
He knows
what Nick is now.
Yeah. And the last scene, the last moment of the entire episode is...
Thunder and lightning.
It's Aunt Marie.
Opens her eyes.
Opens her eyes.
And then it's it. And then we have...
What an episode.
What an episode. I think that's one of the best pilots I've ever seen, actually.
Yeah, a lot happens. Lots of characters are introduced. It's gripping. At no point was I bored.
No, it's full, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really full. When I was making my notes, I was like... In my head, I was like, was this 2 episodes of this storyline? Like, I couldn't... They got so much into that first one. And I love how they introduce characters and our first impressions of them in a lot of instances
Yeah.
are fairly correct without spoiling anything.
It's funny. It's got some funny
Yeah, it's really
moments.
funny.
It's got some really, really creepy, awful moments.
Yeah, we know it's not going to be an easy ride all the way through.
No. And we know that there are more of these creatures around, because you saw one in the precinct. Obviously, we met the Hexen Beast. We've seen a picture. We see other pictures in the books. We know.
Yeah, there was like a bird-faced one, wasn't there? One that looked like it had a big beak.
Mm-hmm.
Did we see any others?
Which is actually distinctly difficult to draw from a face-on perspective. So props to Auntie Marie Kessler for drawing a bird beak face on.
That's a look, isn't it? Even like taking a photo of a bird face on.
Yeah.
Their beaks look fucking... They don't look like beaks anymore. Do you have a guess at how many people watched this on when it first aired on the 28th of October in 2011, which was a Friday night? I was working at a convention in Newton Abbot.
2.3 million.
6.56 million people
Wow.
tuned in. So as we know, did we talk about this earlier? This was written by David Greenwalt and Jim Koof. They were the creators of the series. David Greenwalt was the co-executive producer on Buffy and the co-creator of Angel, and Jim also worked on Angel and on The Ghost Whisperer.
That's amazing.
Which was pretty cool. Do you know what we didn't say?
What?
The opening quote. Because they always have a quote.
Yeah.
So at the start of every episode, not a spoiler, they have a quote.
What was the opening quote?
This week's was, "The wolf thought to himself, what a tender young creature, what a nice plump mouthful."
Do you know, this is interesting because obviously that's disgusting, but this does lead us into discussing the lore behind this episode.
Yeah.
So, if I may...
Go.
So obviously the whole series is based on the Grimm's fairy tales. The Grimm fairy tales were released in 1800s, and this was called Little Red Cap, and it was about a little girl with a little red velvet cap. There was an earlier version released in France by someone, I think, called Charles Perrault, and that was released in 1679. I can't believe I remembered that. And that actually was extremely dark. The Grimm tale is actually thought to be much more pleasant. In the original, the grandma is murdered, the girl is murdered, and the wolf is killed by a huntsman who cuts him open when he's sleeping, pulls out the grandma and the girl, and then fills his body with stones, so when he gets up he just like dies because he's full of stones, which is disgusting.
I feel like I remember the grandma being cut out a bit from a version of that story, but not filling him with rocks.
I mean, what? And then interesting, there's another one. I think in Little Red Cap he is... I've got that wrong. In Little Red Cap he is filled with stones. He's cut out by the huntsman. But in the Charles Perrault one, they're just dead.
Right.
They just die. They're dead.
Okay.
They are eaten because it is it's a cautionary tale about sexual predation mainly, and stay on the path that is preordained for you, which is a very interesting masculine concept to say to women.
Let's just tell us from tiny children, know your place.
I had a thought
Yeah,
about which, if I may,
you may.
discuss. This won't blow your mind, but I was thinking about this tale, generally going back to the Grimm tale, and I was thinking, okay, obviously we've got the literal assassinations of two female characters, and they're both wearing red. That's very obvious. But then I was thinking, obviously this is a cautionary tale. It says to essentially keep true to a path and to kind of learn to discern good from evil. And I was thinking, are there parallels here with Nick and his aunt? Obviously, Little Red Riding Hood goes to visit her grandma. Obviously, in this, Auntie Marie comes to visit him.
Yeah.
But then she is in a hospital bed and he does go to visit her in her bedside.
Yes.
And you know, she's saying, this is your path now, you're Grimm, you've got to do this, and if you don't pay attention, you will get killed.
Yeah.
And so it's also like...
I love how it's a woman passing it on.
Yes. And I just think, oh wow, this tale, there's so many different layers of this tale translated in this episode.
Yeah.
Like, Nick is also Little Red Riding Hood. He's in a vulnerable position and he has to accept the path that he is given and not stray, otherwise he will get fucked up. Like, what do you think about that?
I hadn't thought about that. I love that. I feel like one of the themes that kind of stuck out, which I think kind of speaks to that as well, is because I think she told him, did she tell him not to be with Juliet or something?
Oh, I can't remember that.
But anyway, because he was going to propose. Like, he was going to propose that night.
Oh yeah, she
And
says
then-
you need to leave Juliet when she's being attacked. Yeah.
And then at the end, he's not proposed to Juliet. And I know she's been very much like a bit of a side character in this episode, but I feel like that was quite like, now this new thing has come along and just completely taken over. It makes me feel very sad for Juliet, even when we don't even know her yet.
Yeah.
She's got such a sweet, like, vulnerable nature. Like, her energy is really sweet in this.
Yeah, and she seems very supportive, and they do seem to love each other very much. Obviously, he's been derailed.
Yeah, it's really, that element of it seems really sad. But then I think also with how much trust Hank put in him, like, he doesn't have to be alone. Yeah, I feel like there was a lot of scenes in it, wasn't there, of Nick being very alone in the corridor, looking at the side,
being alone and feeling alone.
Yeah. But then he's got this amazing partner who just, like, clearly blindly trusts him.
I mean, he has
so much faith in him.
He's got partners coming out of his ears.
Yeah.
He's got two partners. He's got Hank. He's got Juliet.
Yeah.
He's, you know, he's not actually alone, but it does speak to his sense of isolation.
Yeah. I wonder if he ever will go and visit the psychologist.
Oh yeah, I wonder.
What would you tell them?
What if the psychologist is one of these creatures?
Yeah, maybe he's best to just go to the trailer for his therapy. As we move through the pod that we now do, we'll introduce some segments and stuff. I wanted to start with a regular segment of Learn German with me. Spoiler, there'll be more German words coming up. What German words did we have so far?
Blut and Bad.
Which we know is bloodbath.
Yeah.
And what did we have any others?
No.
Hex and Beast.
Hex and Beast, but we don't know what that... Well, we haven't revealed what that means yet.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to say it? Which beast?
Which beast?
Nice.
Like, Hex and Beast sounds cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like the translation's a bit shit.
It is.
I feel like they could have chosen... What's German for beast? I'm looking it
It's
up.
Beast.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's why then.
It's
okay,
just
that's fine. So I'm going to choose a line that I love from each show and translate it via Google. Not via my knowledge of German. My knowledge of German is incredibly limited. But I'm hoping to pick up a few more phrases as we go. So I'm going to take the phrase, I love Juliet and don't want anything to happen to her, which translated into German is Ich liebe Juliet und ich möchte nicht, dass etwas zustößt. That's a really hard word, that last word to say. Ich liebe Juliet und ich möchte nicht, dass etwas zustößt.
That was beautifully pronounced.
Yes.
Had you noticed any costumes, particularly that took your fancy in this episode?
Juliet's red slip. I absolutely loved that scene. I thought it was so beautiful because the background was so dark and all you see is that red. It was very like Schindler's List, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it looked fucking incredible on her. I thought Camo Cop was a bit much. What other costuming? What did you notice?
Literally all for me is Claire Coffee with coffee. That was like the highlight.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I just was like, oh yeah. Yeah, I think at this point everybody's clothing is pretty neutral.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's Juliet's red slip really.
Yeah. That's still the show.
It's very
What's
good.
your favourite bit of the episode?
Like coffee with a coffee. No, my favourite bit of the episode was probably the fight scene with the auntie, because she's like, "Hey, guess what? You're a Grimm. There's this. Your parents didn't die in a car crash; they were murdered. God, there's a thing with a scythe. Plus, I'm gonna die soon from this horrible disease you didn't know. Sorry. Plus, there's an airstream. It's got full of loads of information. That whole thing is like such a short scene, but like so much happens.
How Nick didn't like slip into a coma himself after that, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. He just started drawing.
Yeah.
Obviously, runs in the family.
Yeah.
It's his gift.
It's a creative outlet.
Also, the wooden hand.
Oh, I think I love Hank and Nick's relationship. I just love that. There was a little, I did make a note of it, but we kind of skipped over it. There was a little bit where, right at the start, when they first are in the precinct, and Hank says, "Don't blow it up" or something. Let me find it. Oh yeah, when Nick's leaving the precinct and Hank's sat at his desk, he drops the ring box and Hank goes, "Don't blow it, Romeo." Which is like, yeah, clearly they're not getting fucking married today.
He does have some good one-liners, doesn't he, Hank?
And I think my favourite scene is when Monroe first leaps out of the window.
Oh, I love Monroe.
Yeah.
Yes, that scene.
That scene's great, and I just love the shift from us thinking, because I remember very vividly watching that for the first time ever and being like, he's the big bad wolf. Yeah. And then he's like, no, I do Pilates.
Yeah, I totally profiled him.
Instantly fell in love with him. So yeah.
I was like,
that was my favourite scene.
Clearly he's got the face of a killer. He's a baddie. And then actually he's like, I do Pilates.
and I have really nice hair.
Yeah. And I fix clocks.
Yeah, he's lush. We love him.
Can I tell you a fact about Bloop Bads?
Please do.
Bloop Bots, Bloop Bad. They are incredibly strong, more than any man. More than any man. So definitely more than a woman, apparently. They overpower adversaries, both of other creatures that are yet unnamed as a collective.
Okay.
And human. They can lift a man up and throw him across the room with one arm. And the males are strongest. Stronger than the females.
Clearly.
I really hope that there is a species where the female is stronger. The Hexen beasts, obviously we discussed that it's witch beast.
Yeah.
Which is
I can't wait to see more witch stuff, because at the moment all she does is like errands for the captain and has a bit of a creepy face. Like, we know what she is, but we don't know what she can do yet. So
no, and we know that she's going to continue. She's featured a lot in it, so they can't just like
you don't
cut
end
her
it with her sat in the car with the captain, and we're not going to see her again.
Yeah, I just really wanted to say the words. A witch-like beast that resembles a corpse with visibly decaying flesh. Can you imagine how horrific that is? It's disgusting. But they are like generally quite beautiful in real life.
For the
as a race, like not as a race, as a species or within the race. Genus.
Which I guess just makes it all the more jarring.
Yeah.
Which I also like is going away from the witch trope of warty.
Absolutely.
Witches.
Yeah, really gross.
Yeah.
Mutated old ladies with warts.
Yeah. Instead they're hot coffee drinking lawyers with excellent taste in shoes.
And like Armani clothes. Oh!
Go on.
I think the only similarity between I thought maybe it would be interesting to do like similarities between the tail.
Okay.
And the Grimm, so the Grimm's tail. I won't, not the other one. Similarities between Little Redcap, the Grimm's fairy tale, and this episode. This is the similarity. She is walking in the woods when she encounters the wolf. The first character. Well, she's running, but she's in the woods when she encounters the wolf. That is true to the tale.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's the only similarity.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, and there's a wolf. That's it.
And there's a wolf.
To sign off this episode, I'm going to say a line to you that Hank says to Nick.
Okay.
I don't know how you did it, but you did.
I'm just gonna say, Danke und auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Oh my god. We did a podcast.